action. Yeah, well, basically, this is kind of like a reboot of the first.
We called it was quite a few years ago,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
it? Quite a few years ago, we had this idea that we were going to do what we called mother-daughter talk show. And at the time, we had Emma with us. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Ericka.
And Emma's not here right now. And Ericka has actually come on the team to help me reintroduce my spiritual life coaching business. We've relaunched our website, just
rebranded basically everything.
Yeah, and I took a little bit of a hiatus to work with we're building a house right now and work with my husband's business and help continue to raise my family, and decided and do some soul searching myself and decided it was time. 2024, this year, it's time for me to have a go, and I am so excited to relaunch my business. I am absolutely positively in love with the job that Ericka and I did. Ericka, like, amazing shout out on the website, and just helping me restructure and revision how I want this company to go and how I want to be able to help support and guide in whichever way I can those of you out there that are interested in following us and working with us and just playing with us. So we really had fun when we did this mother-daughter talk show a couple of years ago. It was just like totally impromptu. I also have another daughter, Sarah, and a son, Kyle. So you'll probably be seeing them along the way here. Probably mostly Eric and I for a little bit. And I think we've decided to call this Awaken with Jennifer. But if you guys have any ideas, we are so open because we're playing with this all. And we're just going to come on once a week is our goal right now, and just talk about things that are relevant in our lives. And if they're relevant in our lives, they're probably going to be something pretty similar happening for you in your life. I'm a mom of 4. I don't just identify as a mom of 4 because I'm like perfectly me. As I've been doing a lot of work on taking care of me so that I get to really come from my full real self, so that I get to guide and play with my family relationships and you guys. So we thought that we're going to give this another try.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. It's something that we have talked about for a really long time. And it's something that we enjoy doing. Like my mom and I, we can sit and talk for hours and hours and hours and just go into all these different realms of conversation. So we thought that, I think what we have to say can sometimes be insightful to other people. And my mom was just saying, if it's relevant in our lives, it might not be the exact same things that you might be experiencing, but I think there's definitely some takeaways that could be useful for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Because, doing this awakening journey, which is what I specialize in, is helping people live their best lives, find the truth of who they really are so they can live authentically. And it is a body, mind, spiritual, intellectual, emotional journey that we go on in order to really be able to live the best life. I always say to my guys, like, every question I have when I'm like, doing work on myself or helping support my family and friends and clients is like, how can I thrive? Like, how do I live this like most fabulous best life? Because I do know it's possible. And as I've been doing this work, it's been more and more visual, very apparent in my life that's just starting to become a normal for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to watch that also evolve within my family and my relationship with my husband, my relationship with my kids, how they're blooming and growing into these fabulous young adults that are strong and powerful and independent and intellectual and spiritual and really connected to who they are, and oh my gosh, like a ridiculous amount more than I was at their age. Ericka, you're okay to say how old you are?
Oh yeah, I'm 21.
So 21. Kyle's 24. 23. I always do that. I call him. I really do. I want him to be a little older. I don't know what that is. And Emma and Sarah are twins, and they're 18. So
Mm-hmm.
we've had a lot of, ups and downs, of course, in our household. And, a lot of raising of young minds and trying to keep it a happy, healthy home. And so we thought we're going to pick some different topics. Each week we'll kind of come up with what's been relevant. And me and Ericka got into one of those, what we call rabbit holes last week.
I was supposed to be studying for exams at this point, so
you needed a break.
I needed a break, and I guess I needed to dive deep into my life with that break, but
she did.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we started it. Oh, I was listening actually to a podcast on this lovely lady who was teaching about her business. She's a life coach, and she teaches coaches now, and she was talking about setting goals. And a lot of times I actually don't listen to a lot of those kinds, but I thought, this sounded really interesting. And she was talking about goal setting and creating a word for your year and a statement that you want to, a question/statement that you want to live by for your year. So I wanted to incorporate that into my life, but specifically into my business, but then an also overarching statement of what that could also look like within my life. So me and Ericka started talking about that, and then it went deep. So because Ericka's working with me now, that we get to play in this realm of life together, which is unique and different, and we're learning our way and how to speak to each other and manage it different than a mother-daughter relationship too. But my goal for this year, my word.
Yeah, your word.
My word for this year, I decided, which was not very hard to decide, is play. And with that comes fun and joy and stuff. It's going to be play, because for the longest time, for years and years, I've done my own awakening journey, and I've had facilitators and coaches help me. Every time we would talk about it, I would be told that I needed to play more. Like, Jennifer, you're doing all of this other stuff for everyone else and just living life as an adult, being responsible and doing all the have do's, should do's, ought to do's. And you're not playing enough. Yeah. So, and I'm telling you, I was like, thick head, I don't know. It's taken me a long time to really allow myself to give what I now call Jennifer hour to myself. As my goal is every day to give myself that time for myself to do the things I love to do. Like, hot tub is play in the pool when it's summer. Oh my gosh, do I love that. But play. And then I want to bring that into my work too, because I just want to have fun. I mean, what's the there's got to be more of a point than just making money or having a job or having a career. But if you can't have fun and play in that job, I mean.
Yeah, I think a reason why we started talking about this last week too was because I had just came back from a Super Bowl party, and I was talking to some people. Yeah, I was talking to some people that are just a little bit older than me, and I'm in third year university. So I'm kind of at that stage of my life where I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do after university, what kind of job and career and field I want to get into. And I was listening to some people talk about their jobs and what they're doing. And this one gentleman, he was like, there's nothing to hate about it. There's nothing to love.
Oh, about his job currently.
About his current job. And he went to school for the exact same thing I did. And he was like, there's nothing to hate and there's nothing to love. And then the other gentleman was like, yeah, the money's good and that's about it. And I was just thinking to myself, oh my goodness. If that is going to be my life, where I am nothing to hate, nothing to love about what I'm doing. I'm just
going to go every day and trudge along. And,
yes, I was like.
not feel a spark or flow or joy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my goodness. I was like, is that what I have to look forward to after university? I was like, I'll stay in university forever then. Like, I don't plan to graduate. But. And then you were saying, and then I was reflecting on what you do, and I was just saying, wow, I was like, you really love what you do.
Oh, I so
you
do.
Can just talk about it forever and ever. Like, you are just so passionate about helping people and living the way that you do, that I was like, that's what I want. I want to be in a career, in a space where I'm excited to do what I do every day, and it's not a job. It's who you are. Like, it's just a being. It's a sense
it's part of you,
right?
So it's an extension, like your job or your career is an extension of who you be.
Yeah.
And you get to play and choose what that looks like to you. And it doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be, treacherous. What's the word?
I don't know. That's a new one.
I make up words, by the way. They all laugh at me. Just hard.
Yeah.
And and you got to see, I think you really, through our conversation, really got to see that that's completely possible.
Yeah.
Because watching passion in your mom is also supportive, but also your father has passion for his work.
Well, for instance, Family Day just passed yesterday, and my dad, like, all day was like, I just can't wait to get back to work. I just can't wait to get back to work. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean you can't wait to get back to work? And I think that just really shows that in both of my parents, like, you both just love what you do. Yeah. And even though there are many people that may not, at least I have kind of that role model. Yeah. And then you start to integrate that statement of the year, play, into your job even more. And I think it just...
And I'm like, I've been like this with my kids. I'm like, if you're going to pick whatever you're going to pick for school or for your education, it's okay. It's all right if you make a mistake and what you thought would be the right choice isn't the right choice. It's okay. We just shift and morph with that, because you are not going to, well, I hope you are not. You each have your own journey. Mm-hmm. But my goal is to not make you feel that you guys have to do anything, but it's about passion, joy, fulfillment, love, and you get to have that in your career. Everyone and be able to make money. And I truly know and believe, not even believe, I truly know that it's our birthright to be able to find that joy where it also can provide a support in our lives financially. And so my words play. Mm-hmm. What's yours?
I was just actually thinking about this for the past couple days, and mine is inspire. So I just want to live... I want to live this year inspired, doing things that make me feel inspired, doing things that just make me feel really good, and making those choices based on what's going to make me feel the best. So whether that's moving my body, doing different like experiences, whatever it is with my work, my school, just like as long as I'm doing things that makes me feel inspired, or even inspiring other people. Like, I guess it could just go both ways.
Well, it is, because that's what inspiring is, inspiring others as well as inspiring yourself, right? And it's a beautiful combination. Mm-hmm. You get to have both in that word. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so...
And then the other question we were talking about is how they were talking on this podcast about having a question for your life, and the strength in creating the life you want is actually in the questions you ask yourself and are willing to look at the answers of. And so it's kind of like a question / statement that you actually look at every day. And I was basing it more on my business when I was deciding this answer, but then I looked at all these beautiful ways that it can incorporate into the rest of my life. And I decided my question / statement for this year, for 2024, is how do I create more value in the world? How do I serve? Mm-hmm. How do I be able to get out there and support and love on people? Mm-hmm. And that gets to be incorporated within my business, but also obviously in my personal life with my relationships. And it's been fun, even just in the last, I made that, what was it, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we decided that we're going to do that. And just the way that your brain thinks when you ask that question every day, and everything that you're doing is, how do I create more value? I
think it kind of creates like this scope. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed in life with what you were saying, all the have to's, the ought to do's, the should do's, and just every daily task. And when you kind of just take yourself back and ask, like, but how do I create value from this? Like, I think it kind of just brings you back. It centers you into what really you want this life to be. And it
coming from the real self, the heart, not from a have to, should do, ought to, another space of, because I couldn't do that before. Like, that question, if I had asked that a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do, because I would have made it be another have to, another should do, another obligation, and I would feel overwhelmed by that. And that is not at all supportive for anyone to do. So I'm now in this space that I'm like, I've really done the inner work. I've really done the taking care of me, where I get to now look and say, okay, how do I create value? Because I know 100% that it's a win-win.
Yes, for sure.
It's a win-win for everyone. And if it's a win for someone else, it's going to be a win for me, because it's just how the universe works.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that statement for you, I think it's absolutely perfect. Like, I think it kind of ties back into when I was saying that, like, your job or your career, it's just like it's so passion filled for you. And I think I've been able to benefit from that every day, and having your insights and your conversations, like, it's kind of like a personal life coach with you all the time. That's attached to your mother. So I've been able to benefit from that and receive that value. And I think, like, you have to give other people that. Like, it's just like a necessity. It's like a way of life. It just has to happen. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like this year.
And it's exciting to be able to how we're planning to look at how we want the business to go, and the kind of things we want to play with this year within the business. That question is so framing for us. It's like, how do we create value? What do we want this to look like to support others? And it's been fun. Really, really clarity driven. Really, really helped say, okay, focus, and then is it still feel right? And so then you're thinking, okay, so what's mine gonna be?
And I don't know. I think mine is still kind of under the scope of inspired. So, like, how do I live an inspired life?
So inspired, and the question is, how can I live an inspired / inspiring life?
Yes, and I think that's
I love that.
Been my driver, or going to be my driver for this year. And I think exactly what you said. It just kind of just brings clarity to your life, and
it's just ease. Like, can you feel the difference when like, if you're living this kind of like jumpity world kind of worldview? I don't know what I just said. Either way, when you're living in this space where you're just jumping from one thing to another, and you don't have this focus and this clarity, life seems hard. But a simple question or simple questions you can ask yourself about those important things in your life so allows you to come centered, to be still, to then be able to look ahead and be like, wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's exciting. Like, I've been asking this question. I was asking Mike. We had a little time in the hot tub, and I'm like, how am I going to create more value? This is so fun to think about, instead of, oh my gosh, I've got to like figure something out and go to work today. Like,
I think that's also a fun word. Exciting. Like, how do I live a life in excitement and doing things that excite me and make me feel happy and make me feel inspired and make me have fun. Like,
fill me up.
Yeah, fill my cup up. But I think that little tidbit that we were talking about last week and then we're talking about today, like, I actually think that's something that one of the larger takeaways that I've taken away from this year. So
so that's what we thought we'd talk about. And if you guys have any ideas or thoughts, please absolutely comment whatever platform you're looking at this below. We'd love to have a chat with you, and we hope that this inspired you.
Yeah, there you go.
And you guys come along for the ride with us every week as we do this. Thank you so much for being a part of our community, and we hope to see you back.
Yeah. And think about what word is going to be your word of the year, or your statement, or your question that's going to drive this year for you, so you can live a passion-filled life.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.